So ESPN's Aaron Schatz, I'm going to guess his name is correctly, predicts that the Chiefs will add Tyler Boyd this offseason to their roster. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, Tyler Boyd's going to go somewhere where, one, he gets paid the most money. He's going to want to get the bag. One last bag for the rest of his career. He's at an age now where he's going to get one more big, well, not big contract, but one more immediate contract. And if the Chiefs want to pay him, he's going to go to the Chiefs if they're going to pay him. Obviously, we've talked about Pittsburgh and how the Steelers, he wants to play there for at least 1 year because he grew up there. It's possibly goes to Pittsburgh, but it's also possible he does go to Kansas City. And I know it's ironic here because Kansas City's receivers are known for dropping the ball. Well, Kadarius Toney and some other receivers on their team. Rashee Rice, I feel like, really has changed that narrative completely. But again, like I said, Tyler Boyd, well, yes, he had some key drops this season, and it definitely, when you look back, it sucks. He only had 5 drops the whole season. And when you compare that to the fact that Jamar Chase had 5 drops, T. Higgins had 8 drops, it's actually really not that bad. Now, as I've said many times, and this is not me taking a diss at the Chiefs at all, I don't know how they afford him. I really don't. Now, recently it has been made clear that Patrick Mahomes is going to take less money. He's going to rework his contract and put a lot of the money that he's owed, and he's going to put it straight back into the team. He's going to use the money he's owed and try to get better players. Kind of the Tom Brady technique, which it works very well. When you say, hey, listen, I don't need to get paid $58.6 million cap hit. Take my money and give it to someone else that can help me win more Super Bowls. It works out very well. And he's going to have to do that this offseason. Because when you look at who they have to re-sign, they have $22.8 million. Chris Jones came out the other day and said, I'm staying in KC. He said very clearly he's not going anywhere. He's going to be a Kansas City Chief the next foreseeable future. He said next year, you after that. So because of that, there's no, Chris Jones and the Bengals talk either anymore. Because he's made it very clear that he wants to be a Kansas City Chief. And if that's the case, they're going to have to pay him. And he wants $30 million a year. So Patrick's going to have to rework his contract and get that money down. But even then, there's only so much money that can go around. Your left tackle needs a new contract. L'Jarius needs a new contract. Drew Tranquil, who's a starting linebacker, needs a new contract. Willie Gay, another starting linebacker, needs a new contract. Blake Bell, you can probably let him go. You can probably let Jared McKinnon go. You're going to let Clyde Edwards-Helaire go. Richie James, you probably bring him back for nothing. And the rest of these guys, for the most part, Townsend, your punter, you're going to want to bring him back. He was actually pretty damn good this year. But then so on and so on. You only have so much money, right? $22.8 million. And it's kind of the same boat we're sitting in here in Cincinnati, where we have DJ Reader, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase needs a contract, right? Cheeto, Tyler Boyd, all these guys who are hitting the free agent market, and other than T. Higgins, we might lose all of them. And why? Well, T. Higgins and then obviously Chase. We might lose all of them. And why is that the case? Because eventually you can't pay everyone. And that's the biggest problem here. Now, obviously, Patrick can help lower his contract and we work his contract to get money to these players. And that's going to work out very well. And who knows, maybe Joe will do the same with T. Higgins or Jamar Chase's deal or something like that. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of awfulness about football, is that you can't have your cake and eat it too, as they would say, right? At some point, you're not going to be able to keep everyone. And I think every team at one point hits that mark. We're hitting that mark right now. I think Kansas City has hit that mark before. They've done a really good job of overcoming that mark. We're obviously going to do a good job overcoming that mark as well. I will say, though, that's why, again, I disagree that Kansas City is going to target Tyler Boyd or get Tyler Boyd. And the reason why is because I don't think that's the smartest thing for them. Rashee Rice is a great wide receiver, and he's young. They drafted him. Sky Moore is another receiver they drafted who was injured. They're probably going to draft a wide receiver in the first round this year, right? Maybe 2 receivers. And they're going to have to build a young secondary, kind of what Green Bay has done with their wide receiving core, how their receiving core was all under the age of 26. So build a young receiving core around Patrick Mahomes, let Patrick Mahomes build them up and teach them how to be great, and then kind of move on from there. Because if I'm the Chiefs here, I'm probably trying to re-sign the guys I already have on the roster who are free agents. I'm not really looking outside to think, oh, I want to bring in a 30-year-old wide receiver in Tyler Boyd. I just don't think that's really plausible for them right now, especially with their salary cap situation. Now, again, I'm speaking on this before Patrick Mahomes takes that, we worked contract and figure stuff out there. But even then, it's like, I just don't see the reason why you would go out there and try to sign Tyler Boyd when you got to work out some other contracts and other situations elsewhere. And also, again, like I said, I think Tyler Boyd's going to want a decent amount of money. You could hit free agency if you're the Chiefs and sign another free agent. You could go after another guy that potentially could be more money. Less money than Tyler Boyd, way less money, and could give you maybe somewhat similar numbers. So you got to keep in mind that this wide receiver class coming up is very loaded. There's a lot of great names in this wide receiver class, in the draft class. I mean, it's not draft class. In the free agent class. So, I don't think they're going to be over-targeting Tyler Boyd. I think if Tyler Boyd ends up falling to them and it works out, it works out. But I don't think they're going to be trying to add him. I think it might be one of the situations where you go through free agency, he's not signed yet, maybe they throw a contract or 2 at him. My guess is, again, like I said, for Tyler Boyd, is I have 2 guesses. I think Tennessee, who has plenty of money to work with. You got Brian Callahan down there now. They love each other. There's that chemistry going on. Brian can bring him in, has a young quarterback in Bryce Young, gives him that opportunity to be able to blossom with a veteran wide receiver, and he can pay him money. And I think that's where Tyler Boyd goes, and I do not believe he goes to Kansas City. I think he could go to Pittsburgh. That's another option I think very much is on the table. Pittsburgh is kind of cleaning house right now. They're going to be they got rid of Mitchell Trubisky. They're going to be bringing in Justin Fields as competition potentially for Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. And I think that they're really trying to go in a different direction and get this team rolling and become a playoff team again. So that's another team that could potentially go after him. As they lose Allen Robinson, we'll place Allen Robinson with Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd wants to play there. He wants to be there. I think it's a good fit. So, again, like I said, this is not me taking a shot at the Chiefs. I just don't think that it would be the most plausible place for Tyler Boyd to go would be Kansas City. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.